been a minute, bro.
It has been a minute.
It's been like over a month, bro. It feel like it.
It's kind of been a month, huh?
Yeah. I mean, but we've been busy, but you know.
Yeah, life been lifing.
Yeah.
Yeah. He told me that one time, and that's the greatest quote I've ever heard. I'm using that forever, bro. Life been lifing. So, yeah, man. Yeah, man.
So first off, congratulations are in order, my good sir.
Came back with the jewelry.
Oh, look at
that. Okay.
Newly married.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate that, bro. Real, man. Life is good, man. Life is good. It's solid. It's that funny thing of like it's really good, and then also I'm realizing I'm like you are in the beginning of it though. It's supposed to be really good right now. Like it's not like and I'm not like it's going to get horrible, but I'm like this is the part though where it's supposed to feel real good and you're supposed to feel optimistic. So like I'm excited, but also like okay. All right, like still got to put the work in. You know what I mean? You still can't just cut it because it's like because it's easy right now. But it's like man, you still got to put them good habits in and stuff like that. So that's been the whole thing for right now. But it's been a fun time. Dominican for a week, that was solid.
Wow.
So yeah, bro. So the whole thing is just like it's been a cool little. Well, I think it's now 2.5 weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been cool.
I mean, don't they call it the honeymoon stage? Right?
Yeah. Cupcake phase or something, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, the honeymoon. Yeah, you call it the honeymoon stage. Yeah, we'll see, man. I heard you had a good time.
Man, it was amazing.
Yeah, man. I'm not trying to brag like that, but I heard my wedding was pretty fire. Like,
no,
like everybody like it's something I want to brag about because I'm like, man, everybody been saying it. I'm like, all right, bet it came out pretty solid. So,
no, the wedding was cool, bro. It was cool. I liked how everything was set up. How you had like everybody come and take a picture, Polaroid, and put it in like a book and everything, and then send y'all off with sparklers at the end.
The funny thing on that one was that seemed like a really good idea, and it was until little kids got a hold of the Polaroid pic camera, right? And it was like, dang. And the hard part is just like it was like Shorty who got a hold of the camera is like my little nephew. So I'm about to like give it to him for the rest of his life. Like you ruined my wedding, bro. You came in and took all the photos.
You know that mischievous.
Yeah, exactly, man. So when I saw it, because I was like, what happened to the thing? They were like, yeah, they ran out of they ran out of the roll by like halfway through because one of the kids got onto it. I was like, wow. So we had disposable cameras too. So I just saw him grab a camera, go take a bunch of pictures, and then grab another one, and I was like, yo. All right, we're gonna have a bunch of weird shots in between, but it's gonna be cool right now. It was a dope time.
That's dope.
Yeah.
For sure.
Then you had a little fun activities that happened too.
Man, it was amazing.
Let me ask you this though: would you ever go back to St. Louis?
No.
All right. Explain why.
Fam, so the day we were coming back, right? So it was a 3-day weekend, right? Because you got married on Sunday.
Yeah.
We got there on Saturday, and we were leaving on Monday. So we had to be out of the Airbnb by 11, because that's, I guess, the normal time.
Yeah.
They kick you out about 11. It's stupid to me. I feel like it should be like 1 o'clock at the earliest. Whatever.
But they got prepared for the people that got to come at 3 o'clock. So.
I guess, man. But
yeah,
we was trying to kill time. It was scorching hot down there. The humidity was on 1,000, and it didn't make no sense because it didn't rain. See, I'm used to Chicago. If it rains, humidity. If it don't rain, I don't have to worry about no humidity. You know what I'm saying? But no, there was no rain. It was just humid. It was humid.
That's the South for you, right?
And I hate humid. I hate humidity.
When the clothes start sticking?
Yeah. I hate it, bro.
Sticky. Ugh.
But anyway, so we killed time or whatnot. Our train's supposed to leave at 3 or 4 something. I forgot what time, right? So we get there, they say it's delayed. Cool. Whatever, we're already there. They say it's delayed for another 45 minutes to an hour. All right. It's cool. It ain't nothing we can do anyway. So we go to the food court to eat food, right? 20 to 30 minutes of being in the food court, I hear a pop. Now, it sounds like a balloon or something.
Okay.
Right? So I'm not really necessarily paying it that much mind because I'm used to hearing gunshots sound loud, you know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm in the vicinity of it, you know what I mean? But no, it sounded like a balloon pop or somebody dropped something, so I'm not really paying that much mind until I hear screaming, and I'm just like, oh. Oh, it's one of them.
Oh.
So we in the back of the food court, and once I see people coming, so it's me and my girl. So I grab her and I flip the table, right? And we get down, and then I see people like maybe to like where the wall is behind Cam, like that's where like the back entrance is at to like the restaurant or whatever.
Right.
And they're kicking that door in to try to get in there so we can just like, you know, have some cover, some safety and everything. And I'm like, I don't know what's I don't know if it's a dead end. I don't know like what's back there. Like we could just be sitting ducks back there, but
Right.
I'm just like, if it was me by myself, I probably would have just stayed where I was at. But I'm responsible, you know what I'm saying, for my girl's safety. So
Right.
I'm like, all right, fam. So crawling, right? I still got the bruises and stuff like on my knee. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still ain't healed yet. Of me crawling, trying to keep her down or whatnot, trying to get in there. And now when we're in there, everybody's being hysterical and things like that. They're talking about breaking the window to exit because there's no exit out that way. It was literally a dead end, like I said, like I thought it was. But the windows are thick, right? And they're trying to find stuff to like break it, and it's not breaking. And I'm just like, I understand this is like this kind of situation. I understand. But if you would look outside of where the window is, there's no safe place for us to drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's better than being shot, yes. But at the same time, it's like, all right, bro, we gonna have to vault over glass, because ain't nobody just gonna automatically clean jump over the window after we break it.
Right.
And you're gonna land on grass. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, in my head, I'm like, yo, y'all, what are y'all doing right now? But I didn't say nothing because I didn't want to start like no riot, because everybody was on 10. You know what I mean?
Understandably so.
Yeah. Understandably so, right? But it turned out like it was just, I guess, some gang activity or whatnot, and dude shot dude and literally ran after he shot him. But the place, but where the dude was sitting that got shot, we weren't far originally from where he was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like it was a thing, and it still is kind of a thing, because now like, bro, like I'm not on edge, but like I'm more aware of my surroundings now.
Yeah.
And it's like, I've always been that way since I grew up in the hood, but since I don't live in the hood anymore, it's kind of like that, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, all right, I don't have to be as on guard. But now, bro, these shootings and everything, dog, is crazy, son. Because, like, they just were shooting at the Six Flags.
Yeah.
Word?
Yeah, a couple of days ago, B.
That was in the parking lot as well. Yeah.
Yeah, son. So I'm just like, fam, we can't do nothing no more, bro. It's like, man, like, why? Like, I get it, man. Like, you want to shoot your gun or whatnot, go to a gun range, bro. Or just do it like, and I'm not advocating for violence, but I mean, if you're going to do it, like, man, just keep it on the street like how it's always been. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to come, like,
yeah, don't ruin nobody's vacation. Like,
bro.
I mean, like, especially around, like, I mean, you go to Six Flags, that's kids, bro. That's really kids, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that's a real thing. So, that's tough.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. So now it's like,
I knew something was going left earlier this summer when they were shooting at Millennium Park. I was like,
yeah, bro.
Yeah, that's not good.
But see, like, like I said, bro, like, I'm just now, I'm kind of second guessing, like, where I go now. Like, people invite me out, like, hey, you want to come to such and such? I'm just like,
we'll see.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The famous we'll see.
I'll let you know. See. You know what I'm saying?
Let you know.
Because, like, the open mic thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, that was, I think that happened, like, right after we got back. Well, I was told about it, like, right after we got back or before we got back or whatnot. And, like, it was like, all right, cool, blah, 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 blah. But as the days was approaching, I'm like, son, I don't know about this, bruh.
Yeah.
But see, the only reason why I felt, like, more safe about it is because, like, when they had, like, the kickoff earlier this summer, they had, like, police out there and stuff.
Yeah.
And they still have police out there this time. You know what I mean? So it's just like, all right, if something happened, at least there's some type of line of defense. You know what I mean? We ain't got to wait no 5-10 minutes for something to pop off or whatnot. But,
I know sometimes 20 minutes, 25 minutes, you know.
Well, if you're in the hood, a whole hour.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That happened to that one place. A dude ran over a couple people, and it took him like 20 minutes, 25 minutes to actually get there. So yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, B. It's sad. But
Like I said, you mentioned that the event that you guys, the open mic thing. Before we do that,
yeah. So the open mic thing. But before I get to that, so ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. My apologies. Welcome to Reset the Vibe. I am one of your hosts. I'm Vash.
as we proceed,
To give you what you need.
my name Cam.
And today we are joined by a returning guest.
Yup.
The man,
×2. Yes.
the myth, the legend. You have never seen him and Tony Stark in the same place at the same time. I give you, ladies and gentlemen, Sazón.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Sazón, Vinny. Yo, I appreciate the applause, gentlemen. Thank you. It feels good to be back. You know, two-time guest.
That's special. That's
Yeah.
special.
I appreciate that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a lot of
First 2-time? No, it's like what?
second
2-time? Okay, cool.
Second, yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. No, that's good, bro. That's good.
Yeah.
But no, we and today's episode is special because this is going to be the season finale.
Oh, snap.
Season.
I'm honored right now. Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what that means is after this episode, I understand we just got back. It's going to be another hiatus, but it's just for us to recollect ourselves, to figure out what we're going to do going forward for the next season. Believe me, it's going to be well worth it. But
Absolutely.
just like Cam was reminding me of the open mic. So the open mic was last week, correct? It
Yeah,
was
last
on
week, Thursday.
Last
Yeah.
Thursday. It was at the Miracle Center, at their new building. And it was like a creative night for the collective of creatives, and you know, people came and you know, they did poetry and singing, and like it was dope. There were vendors, there were food trucks. It was a dope time. And Vinny here, Sazón, I can't say it with that spice, bro. You gotta say it.
Sazón.
Sazón. See, yeah, bro. I feel like a white person.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say something like, you know, hip and hot, but I
I
can't
feel
really.
the same way, so I can keep on saying it so fast that nobody question it. Like, it's just like, just like so it's good. Like, yeah.
It's cool. Sazón.
Sazón. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I got it now.
So it's like sauce on.
Oh gosh.
Sauce
That
Now
makes-
on.
you're really doing the white thing.
I'm just trying to get my brain to process it. Like, all right, no, say it like this: sauce on, but like say it sexy.
Sazón.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It works, bruh. It works. But no. So he was also there at the open mic, and I didn't even know that you did poetry, B.
I mean, yeah, I've done, done acting. I played musical instruments. I mean, teaching for years, you gotta kind of like perform in front of kids, really, and teaching language arts and whatnot. But I wrote like when I was younger. Kind of got away from it, and it's thanks to therapy. I was like, hey, let me start writing again, and just like putting down thoughts to paper. So, I mean, I have a collection of stuff. Like some of it's spoken word, some of it's poetic, and then other stuff is just like narrative stuff to myself or whatnot. So yeah.
It was dope, bro. And you went up there, bro. You killed it, dog.
I mean, no, I appreciate that. I mean, no, you always bring it. So, I always look at mine as like short collective pieces of what, something going on with me. And this was all collection of stuff from, I want to say starting March of last year. And most of what I read was of last year. So, just my career, relationship wise, just all those different things were like coming in, and actually I just started like being into and mental health's a real issue. So like just started being in therapy, and thanks to God that I have the means to be able to do that. So yeah, it was just like, hey, start writing again, and I kind of missed it. I love the process of, okay, let me put what's going on in my mind down, because I mean, I just keep a lot of stuff up in my head. There's times people are talking to me and I'm listening to them, but I feel like a jerk because I'm like, oh, I didn't hear what you said because I got so much going on in my mind.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's perfect. Like you get something in your head, you can't focus, just write it down.
Yeah.
That's how it's been.
So is that why you don't be answering text messages back?
I mean, yeah. My bad, bro. No, I feel bad. That you're always texting me, man, and I respond, but yeah, I have so much going on in my mind.
You know what I've come to realize is that's just what us as 30-year-olds or close to 30-year-olds we do now. It's just like very rarely do you find somebody that like texts you back. I'm not talking about like instantly responding and stuff like that, like with
Right.
teenagers. I'm just saying like, oh, you sent a text? Cool, you get one back in like 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Normally it's like some time. And it's just like, and when I was younger, I used to have a problem with that, but now I find myself doing the same thing to people. Like people will text me and I'll look at my phone and be like, I'll respond to that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then like,
Alright.
I'll be thinking about like, man, when I'll be sending text messages to people do doing the same thing to me, so I can't really be getting mad at them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
like that's just it is what it is. Because it's like,
Which I think it really is becoming normalized though. I think people are really starting to get it because you're right. Like 3 years ago, that'd have been like what's up? Like like we good?
Yeah.
Like now it just feels like yo, like there's a pandemic effect or something like that. We're just like yo, like we just not operating like this no more. Like I'm smooth for like you text me and me not text you back to the next day.
yeah.
Like all right, yep. like got your answer. So
No, see, and y'all kill me with y'all do extra. Y'all put on do not disturb.
Oh
and
yeah.
it'd be like, yo,
I
like
need
do
that.
not notify me. I'm
No
looking
lie,
like, son,
yeah, that works.
that.
That
no,
works.
And I get it, and I understand that. And I'm glad that they put in the option to notify anyway, because if it's something I need to get off, I know I need you to get this. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
But I feel like that's my double down on like not right now, homie. Like
Yeah.
like right now I need some space or I need this time like this. Like not right now, you know. That's what that do not disturb feel like. That's
Listen,
a good
man,
feature.
some of y'all be having that on all day, every day, bro.
Yeah.
Time you need it, bro.
I notice a huge difference when I don't have that on. I'm very distracted and like I'll be missing stuff that
Well, see,
people are telling
you a
me.
popular person.
I don't feel like it.
You don't. I ain't trying to hear that, son. You walk up in the spot. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sazón.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did feel like that when I was there, man. It had been a while. But yeah, like to be honest, I really don't really ever feel like that. I like being on stage and performing. Just cause it's just something like a creative outlet. Cause I feel like it helps. I think that's the moment when I'm on stage, whether I'm acting or whatever, whether it's reading poetry, acting, or playing musical instrument, or doing karaoke. I feel like at those moments when I'm on stage is where my mind finally like shuts up.
Yeah,
And it's just like, yeah. Actually, earlier in the summer, I did a trap karaoke at House of Blues, my second time.
Trap karaoke.
Yo, I
I've been
love
trying to
it.
get people to go for the longest, but like before the pandemic,
Yeah.
I was trying to get people to go. People were like, I don't know. I'm looking like, bro.
It's because they never been. They never been. Like, I have family, so my family were like, oh man, that looks whack. And I'm like, all right, fine. And so then I did it, I performed. They're like, oh my God, I should have listened. I'm like, I told you. I don't know why you didn't listen. I told you that this was the bomb. I'm like, nah. So I that moment is where my mind went blank though this time around. The first time I did I performed and this was back in 2018. I did Big Pun. Still not a player. Of course I gotta go do that, right? And then this time around I'm doing Lounging by LL Cool J. And right I'm on stage, I see I see another person in front of me performing. My mind went blank. I didn't even remember like the very first verse, like LL Cool J's first verse, and I'm like struggling. Then there's no signal in the building, so I can't check my phone. And I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be the first time I know I'm gonna go on stage and completely mess up. Because before, like, we know this, like Vash and I know this, like as actors, they don't know that if we mess up or not. So
Right.
I know how to just play it off and improv. I mean, when I did Beauty and the Beast, there was a dancing scene, and we're supposed to be in a bar at that time, and I didn't know all the moves. I'm not gonna lie about that. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm gonna improvise, act like I'm drunk. Duh, I'm gonna pretend to dance, and then when I mess up, let me put the and I'm singing.
Yeah.
So here I'm like, oh no, I can't go on stage. First of all, I'm the lightest person there. Well, no, not the lightest person. There were some other white people there, but I'm not white. But you know what I mean, right? So I'm the lightest person there. I'm like, oh, they're gonna gun me if I mess up. And then I want to say it clicked right when they're like, hey, what song you gonna do? So I did that. So then boom, I go up there, I do Lounging, and I gotta go up there. I'm like, yo, what's up? I'm Sazón Vinny from Humboldt Park, blah 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 blah. This man afterwards, I get off stage, right? I did Lounging, did cool, everybody liked it. This man's like, oh, I didn't know there were Spanish people in Chicago. First of all, bro, come on, man. He's from New York.
What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's from New, and I'm like, it's not Spanish people, bro. It's Latino, right? Well, whatever, And so somebody plays Gasolina, bro, right after that. And then I gotta go, and then I'm like, oh, this is my national anthem. So I went back on stage, grabbed the mic, and everybody's like, what the? Then right after that, Suavemente. I'm like, okay.
That's funny. So
Yeah,
turned up.
yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was it was. I mean, it was funny. I'm like, okay, but at those moments where it's just like I could perform, my mind's blank. Then the second I got off stage, all the thoughts come flooding back of everything. You know, everything that's going on in my life. You know, family, moving. You know, everything. So that's
Gotcha.
yeah.
When did you at what point in your life were you like, man, like, did you know that you were creative and like knew that you wanted to push through and like do stuff and past like the fear, you know what I mean?
So I guess it really kind of started with music, and more so I started playing. It really was a saxophone. I was a huge Simpson fan as a kid, and listening to Lisa Simpson would play the saxophone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm jamming to that. I mean, I would hear that, right? And I hear jazz. Salsa would have saxophones in it, right? Like all the big band jazz stuff. I love that. And then from there, 6th grade, I get a saxophone. I started performing. And then, middle school, whatever, I had glasses. I was nerdy looking, right? And you know how it is in middle school where it's just, they're just going to gun you no matter what. And I just kind of knew how to I just rolled with the punches. I'm like, I'm not going to make you como se dice, I'm not going to have you I'm not going to act like a punk. So, you go ahead and gun me. I'm just going to let it roll off my back.
Yeah.
So from there, I'm like, okay, I'll be on stage, I will perform. And then as I continued, right, okay, first I'm in the band. Then, okay, you're going to get a solo. Okay, cool. Let me go up and get a solo. And then from there, just kind of expanded. Then I did stuff with TMC. And I'm like, oh, let me try this. I remember one of the first plays I acted, I think was Fiddler on the Roof. I don't know. I think you were in that one too?
No.
Okay, no. I know it was Pirates and Genies. That one there.
That was
So
my first one.
so kind of doing that. That started just kind of doing that in front of people, and really since I mean like Vash says, right? People are drawn to me or whatever, because I do feel that vibe. But to myself, I'm just like whatever. I'd be like, man, my phone dry. Especially you ever notice that when you focus on yourself, your phone becomes dry.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody on you. Oh, God bless you. You're married, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
But so for me, I'm just like, okay. It just kind of grew from there. Mm-hmm. And then even being as an educator, you're performing and it was middle school kids. They're they're not the worst per se, but they are gonna let you know. More so than high school, and definitely more kindergarten. Kindergarten through 4th, 5th grade. Oh, I love my teacher or whatever. High school, they're like, okay, whatever. We know. Just let us do our thing. We're not gonna just. But it's middle school where it's just they're testing everything all the time. So it's you gotta be performing. You gotta be able to go up there and kind of sell. That's literally what it is. Let me tell you why, learning about this is important, or why you should, focus on trying to read, even if it's not the most interesting thing in the world. So it just kind of continued from there. Even more so now, I'm planning on to push myself just because I want to do something else. So I'm going back to school, but on top of it, I'm hey, you know what? I'm gonna do an improv class at what is it? Second City.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I plan on doing that just because I want to. I always wanted to try it out, see what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just again, it helps me just to kind of let things out.
Yeah.
So.
Nice.
I feel that it on Thursday, man. It was. I don't know. So before I even got there, bro, I prayed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not just for me, but for everybody. You know what I mean? And
Appreciate that.
Once I got there, and people were like, "Oh, are you ready? Are you nervous? Are you all this?" I'm like, "Nah, son." You know what I mean? Because it's just I don't know what it is. If you would have asked me this maybe about a year ago, 2 years ago, I've been like, "Yeah, I'm a little bit nervous."
Mm-hmm.
But it's now, bro, it's just a confidence I didn't even know I had in me. When I'm up there and people are looking at me and everything else, it's just I'm good. I'm built for this.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I'm built for this because, okay, God don't make mistakes, right?
No.
He knew that he was gonna make me tall. He didn't make me tall for no reason, knowing I wasn't gonna play ball.
Right.
Right. So all my life, I get attention. Still to this day, I get attention when I walk into a room.
Right.
Yeah.
Because of my height, right? So therefore, eyes are always on me consistently. So what's the difference when I'm going up on stage?
Right.
Your eyes was already on me anyway.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because people could be sitting up there and they could be it could be a whole nother person sitting up there talking or whatnot, But if I'm standing, if I'm walking or something, your eyes just, it switches. Even if you're not like, looking directly at me, your peripheral already picks me up. You know what I'm saying? So like the whole thought of like, oh my God, everybody's looking at me, like, no, people been looking at me. So this ain't nothing no more. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously if I was like at Soldier Field on the stage performing or something, like that's a whole different type of thing.
Yeah.
But like just with the amount of people that we had or whatnot, like it's fine, bro. You know what I mean? And like I'm happy and blessed to be able at this point in my life where like it don't faze me. You know what I mean? Yeah, bro. Like Thursday was dope. The performance and everything, like it was nice. I'm kind of a little bit salty on some of the lines I threw out there. People ain't really grasp on them too much.
Yeah.
And I was like, I really worked on that punchline when I wrote this poem. Like, y'all not gonna respond to this punchline? All right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like 16, 17-year-old don't happen to me. I wanted to jump into all the drugs. But I never had money, so I couldn't afford love. Come on,
That
son.
was cold. No, that
Come
was cold.
on,
But some of these people, they're not on that.
I'm talking about the love is drugs, and I didn't have enough money to pay for love, which is also come on,
That
man.
was cold.
Like, dog, and I did that, and it was just silence. I'm looking like,
I'm like, stab my finger, like, let's go.
oh, you're all dirty. But no, like it's cool, man. It's cool because like the performing of it, because we all, like I said, like we all performers, like we all been on stage before. Like it feels good. It feels good. And I'm also gonna be doing something at Second City. I want to take like some comedy writing class or something like that.
Yeah.
Because I want to do stand up. Like I don't want to take it as like a career, but I just want to get on stage once or twice.
Yeah.
Try it. Yeah. That's why I want to do these classes, because I want to try it. I've always wanted to. I like that. I kind of gotten away from that. So.
Why do you think people are so afraid these days of getting into stuff like that?
I mean, I guess people, you still got that concept. A lot of people are just like, oh, we're worried about what somebody else might think of them. When it's ironic where it's just like everybody's so worried about what others think of them, not realizing everybody else is also thinking that kind of same concept. So they're not even worried about, they're not even worried about what others really are thinking. They're really worried about themselves and making a fool out of themselves. And it's just like nobody. I mean, especially in this day and age now, I think with my students, it kind of moves on. Like we hear some crazy, like legit. I mean, this sounds terrible, but like, oh, the whole thing with Six Flags, dang, that sucks. Okay, not to say that it don't matter, but
right,
literally
on
move
to the
on.
next thing though. Yeah, for
Literally,
sure.
and just the way that, and that's really just the sign of times. How fast we get news, how fast we get communication, how fast things happen. Where it's just like a tragic thing to happen, and a week, 2 weeks later, we completely forgot it happened.
Yeah.
So.
I think like it's to add on to what he's saying, bro. Like people, it's just fear, man.
Yeah.
It's the fear of the unknown, the fear of not knowing how it's gonna be, how people gonna react. It's just that feeling like that when you don't know something, you genuinely don't feel good.
Yeah.
No matter what age you are in life,
Yep.
like you could be an older, mature person, you could be in your 50s or 60s or something, and if you don't know how to work a phone or something, and you know what I'm saying, your grandkids or your kids know how to work it, it'd be like, some people have a hard time. Be like, hey, can you do this? Because I don't know how to.
Yeah, the fear of the unknown is real.
Yeah, fear like, oh, they're gonna laugh at me, they're gonna judge me, stuff like that. But like, man, bro, like. Me personally, from somebody who's taking steps in that direction, bro, the other side of fear is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It is beautiful, but you just gotta push yourself. Cause like, to add on what he said is like, people worry about what people are gonna think about them, and I wrote about this in the poem too. It's like people don't care, man. People could care less. Like people put too much pressure on themselves to think, oh, people care about what I look like, what I do, and all this other stuff. And you might have a few people that do because they ain't got no life and they haters and stuff. But for the vast majority of people, they don't care.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care at all.
Yeah, this is
true. You
true.
know what I mean? Like you could be rocking like the ugliest outfit. You might get clown, might get some looks from some people and stuff like that, but
they'll move on.
Move on, like you said. Like it's just nothing, bro. So, yeah. That's all, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I know that we short on time, and I know that this is the season finale, bro. Um, so you've been with the pod for what? Over a year now, yeah?
Over a year.
Over a year. So this last year, bro, I know life been lifing, ups and downs and stuff like that.
That's nice.
Life ain't been life, bro. Man,
Well-
we started this podcast because I was single, bro.
Look at God.
Solo dolo.
Yeah, bro, I was single. Now I'm married, bro. So, what was your question?
My question is, bro, like, you know, how has it been, bro? For you personally.
Man, the year, bro.
The
year of the pod, like both.
Let's go with both.
Let's go both, man. The year's been solid, bro. Like the Lord has been faithful, man. A lot of great things have happened over this year that I did not see coming. But you know, like I'm the older I get, the more I get like just grateful for the small stuff that we take for granted. Like I legitimately am not worried about when I'm gonna eat my next meal. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about where I'm gonna sleep tomorrow. Like everything that I need is here. Like, you know what I mean? I think it's something about having a wife now too that just reminds me of like I'm good. Like the world could hate me, but I have this person, and I'm cool. So I've been having there's been this weird confidence about that lately. Not weird confidence, but it's just like I don't know. I've been thinking about getting back into music now and how to go about that. But I've always been afraid of like failure, and that's been a part that's held me back. And I've recently just like in conversations with her and like conversations with other people, I'm just like, yo, I'm not this whole for some reason being married is taking that fear away entirely. To like, because if I fail, who cares, bro? Like I still have a family.
Mm-hmm.
I get to come home to that, and that's just man. I'm just super grateful for that. So yeah, man. I don't know. This year's been solid, and so I mean, like I'm excited to see where the pod goes from here. Because I mean, like you know, I joined on, and then we ate hot peppers, but I think like we've been talking about a lot of stuff we want to do differently, like going forward and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what we do and how we grow, you know, because you know we was in your living room not too long ago. You know, the space that we in and stuff like that. Like who's to say what the Lord's gonna do the next thing we do? So man, so super excited for that. So and miss Darius, but he's always with us.
Yeah, Darius is always with us, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And for y'all, Darius is good. Darius is doing good.
Oh yeah, solid.
He missed y'all and everything else like that. Like I said, Darius is always part of the pod. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. For me, life literally been life, and there's been a lot of ups and downs. The losses have been big, but the blessings have been bigger. You know what I mean? By me getting stronger in my faith, being closer to God, like I'm finally meeting a person that I never knew existed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the Bible talks about God saying that, you know, I knew you before you were in your mother's womb. You know what I'm saying? And
really got that verse titled right here.
That's what's up, bro.
And it's like God knew who I was gonna be before culture, society, parents, all of this other stuff influenced me. He knew who I was gonna be. He knew what he created me to be, to do, and everything else like that. And I feel like I'm on the cusp, if not already, into who I'm supposed to be. And that just ties back to what I was saying before about like the other side of fear, bro.
Yeah.
Like there were a lot of things holding me back, things that I was telling myself that they weren't truths, right? They were things that I told myself, but God never told me anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the negative things that we put on ourselves, on other people or whatnot, like God never said that you weren't attractive, that you weren't talented, you know what I'm saying, that you weren't loved, anything else like that.
Right.
But we get in our own heads that that's a fact, but that's not a fact at all. And just realizing that and moving in that, bro, like it's good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not perfect. I'm still ironing out the kinks and everything, whatnot, pruning some things, but yeah, bro. As far as life goes, man, like I'm moving and I'm pushing. As far as the pod, bro, I could have never seen where we at right now. Like I said, I started this pod as a means to tell my story up until the release of my last poetry book. and that was just gonna be that. And y'all, even you, you reached out and you said like, "Yo, you should do more of this."
Yeah.
And so I did, and it was rough starting out because like I started out with like my iPhone and the headphones, bro. That's what I started with. Eventually, I got a mic, and then eventually, Darius came on. I gave him my old mic. I upgraded and got myself a snowball, and we was recording in my kitchen or dining room or whatnot. And Lord blessed us, and now we here. You know what I mean? And we've had amazing guests come on and share their stories and share their valuable time with us. And it's been amazing. I can't wait to see where God takes us in the next year. So this is the end of season 3, but season 4, man, it's gonna be nice. I don't even know what it's gonna look like, but I'm trusting God, because if God didn't want us to do this space would never even been available to us.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't have the guests, we wouldn't have the time to be able to do this and everything else like that, the skills, the edits, the record, like all of this. So he didn't bring us this far just to bring us this far. So I'm happy, I'm blessed to see where we go with that. Now, I know that you are not a part of the podcast, good sir, but I do want to extend the question to you as far as what has life been for you over the past year?
You know what I'm saying? Definitely got to, so we can hold you accountable to the next season.
Gotcha.
I can hold you accountable, but like, you know what I mean? But like that's the next season we got to check back in with you for sure.
Oh, cool. So, I mean, to quote something I heard from a wise man, life's lyfing for me as well. I mean, just, I gotta say, like, for the past, like, about a year and a half, just, I know for a fact, like, God's working in my life, like, taking things out and just kind of, like, bringing me back to myself. So, like, really this kind of journey for, like, this year and a half now has just kind of been, like, hey, Sazón, hey, Vinny, you lost who you were. Like, I'll definitely say that. Beginning of 2021, just, like, kind of learned, like, yo, I am not who I was. Like, just kind of like a shell of myself. So kind of like just rediscovering who I am, what I like to do, and just doing it by myself. I mean, earlier this year, beginning of July, I took a trip to LA by myself. Normally I like to do things. I've gone on trips with people, but for me to go there, a whole entire city, and just do what I wanted to do. And each day I met new people. And normally, like, I like to say I'm a extroverted introvert. Once I know you and feel comfortable with you, it all comes out. But if I don't know you, I will just sit there like, leave me alone. Don't talk to me. Don't bother me. Like, I'm in my own zone. I'm all up in my head. I even remember last year, just like, I don't know how, I don't know why, but God, in some way, some shape or form, next year I'm gonna be making double what I'm making right now. I don't know how but it ended up happening where that's where I was. I never would have expected. It's literally out of left field. Like, leaving teaching to go now, like, and I joke around, like, slanging books to different schools, right? But it's like, I didn't see that. I didn't foresee that. Sometimes I know God does what he needs to do in people's lives, and it's just like, man, some things were removed in my life, and I'm like, you know what? That's fine, because better's gonna come. And more so, like, really just started in you. Like, when you have, I guess you can say, like, low self-worth, I think that's when God really, like, works in you. It's like, essentially, like, that's kind of like what I feel like this year and a half has just been like, how are you going to value all these other things instead of the one thing I created first and foremost, which is you? Like, I think one thing we kind of all need to learn or whatever is, like, God really values us. God really looks at us like we are his creation, almost like, yo, I gave you gifts, I gave you talent. So when you start looking at, and this is where mental health comes in. This is where, like, you need people around you. I've had great people around me, and it's funny too where, some people were removed and it's just like, oh, okay, God, they'll come back around. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it recognizes, hey, you know what? We see that you're worth your value. And it's not nothing like, oh, I walk away because you're not nothing. It's just more so like, hey, how can anybody be, and, like you said, people come around because they I'm popular. I'm like, nah, I'm not popular, but because they see that amazingness, right? And then it's just like, if you don't see your own amazingness, why is anybody else going to be around you or want to be by you? Yeah, preach. But no, for real, it goes in that. If you can't see your own self-worth without people around you, that's where when I went to LA on my own, I was like, okay, I'm back, baby. Like just like goofing off, whatever. Like I don't need nobody. You know, it sounds arrogant. That's what my mom says. Like I don't need nobody. Like I don't need your dad. They've been together for 34. So yeah, they've been together for like 35, 36 years. Although they've probably been married for like half of that time. But you know what I'm saying? To this day, my mom's like, I don't need you. To my dad, I don't need you. I'll go on and do my own thing. But then like just kind of like that mentality of that's good to kind of have, where it's just like, hey, you know what? I'm going to make it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because I'm valuing what has been given to me, the gifts, thanks to God. I'm valuing that now. I'm valuing who I am, and I don't need other people's validation.
Yeah.
It starts with you.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my journey, and then that's why I've been writing, where it's just like, yo, I don't even need my own validation. If you ain't rocking with me, that's fine. I still love you. God loves you. And when you realize your error, cool. We'll see. I'm a forgiving person, so it's like, hey, you come through. I'm always gonna extend the olive branch. That's the term, right? I'm always gonna extend the olive branch to the people I care for. So it always starts with like value yourself, put your self-respect, self-worth.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's beautiful, brother.
Yeah,
appreciate that, man.
Yeah,
came through
little nug for him, yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. But yeah, it is that time. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure. We will see you in an undisclosed amount of time. I'm not even gonna put a time on there. I want
Peace.
to.
You're far too kind.
But we love y'all. Thank you for the support, and we cannot wait to see you all in season 4. So, ladies and gentlemen, take care of one another. Be kind to one another. And as always, love. All right, son.
That was cool. Preach to myself right now.
I'm sorry to cut it so short, bro. I gotta pick up my wife and take her somewhere.
Ooh, say it again.
I gotta pick up my wife and take her.
Say it with your chest.
Say
my old lady.
Say it with your
Yeah,
chest.
son.
Yeah, man. She's about to be
That feels different.